Hello. Um, Today I want to work on this building that I'm working on. This side of it is kind of done, and I want to kind of try to finish off the exterior on this side and also on the other side. We have some graffiti here, at least emulating that, but that's kind of temporary probably. The idea here is that I have a more like ancient looking like watchtower slash silo which is more intricate with its detailing and kind of beautiful, but it's also run down a little bit because it's ancient and it's been taken and basically modified by, let's say, me, little guy. Yeah, hello. Uh, and like I've set up shop here. I have like a little warehouse where I'm keeping my stuff and like potions and things, and basically turning this ancient building into a usable industrial thing with like catwalks as like I've done here. But yeah, I just want to work on it today a little bit and hopefully get it more done looking. So we're kind of trying to bridge this ancient city building type with more industrial, like ad hoc style. I'll try to walk you through my process and what I kind of do when I try to build things like that. Yeah. So the first thing I did was I was looking at the blocks I have available currently because we're still in the early game here on the realm. I have diamond, but like it's not fully enchanted, and I haven't bothered with my pickaxes and tools and stuff yet. When I began the building, I figured out like a rough color palette. This color palette I figured out later, and I did all of that because I was inspired. Here, this building will probably use these colors. Like that's the first thing I figured out. Also, the shape is already kind of there. So if I go up here, we kind of have a shape going because actually with this building, I took an approach that I usually don't, where I just started building in survival. Like I like to do the thing that most YouTubers and people I think do, which is well, actually maybe not people, mostly YouTubers do this I think, where you build a thing in creative, then you kind of bring it into the survival world, because in creative you have a lot more freedom with figuring out the block palettes, and it's just easier to get an idea down than in survival. But the problem is then you have to rebuild it in survival, and that's like, then it can feel like a chore, but I think I enjoy that kind of building style. Like that's what I did with this house, well, warehouse building. I started with like this side and like the interior in creative, and then I brought it here, and then the back side, which I will show maybe eventually. Well, actually, let me just show it now. So the backside was not done at all, and I kind of just figured it out here in survival, like with a nice lava dispenser saving thing type thing, call it. The chimney as well wasn't there originally, and this whole section for meat purposes was figured out later. Also the boulders. So I kind of liked flirting with the idea of building in survival. So when I had to decide what I wanted to do next, I attempted a tree, and then I was very confused, and I was like, okay, let me just start with a shape, and I started building like a round shape here. Oh yeah, there's an interior. Spoilers. After the shape was built, it was a big stone tower, like about this big. And I was like, well, that's big and useless, so I was like, okay, let me build two other towers next to it. And over time, I just kind of figured out the shape roughly, and then I was like, okay, let me just focus on this tower. And then I built this. I am not happy with it, but it's something. Especially the back is just diorite because I haven't finished it yet. I'm still thinking whether I like this kind of rough pattern color versus the more like pristine bone block variant. But I was like, I really wanted to build catwalks. I don't know why. I like catwalks and like the ability to just walk cross things, I think is quite cool. Like I can imagine later having catwalk going across here, maybe into the mountain or something. And I don't know. I just find that interesting to look at. And then I went and tried the ethos style, which is starting with the interior and like figuring out what you want in the interior to be. I didn't finish it, but I kind of have a rough layout of the interior now. Like down here, I might do some farms and things, and then go maybe even more down, and then connect up to the other tower through there. And so I built this interior, roughly. It's kind of overgrown. I don't know what this is. Might replace it by a tree, but I feel like there's not enough space for a tree here. This is like exposed cactus farm. I'm making bone meal currently. It's really slow. And then up here, I just like the idea of having stacked copper grate floors, and all of this is quite unfinished. But it gave me something to work with, if that makes sense. And I was like, okay, this is kind of like how I want the building to flow. Then we have the third floor, and then you connect to the catwalk. Like I wanted it to be like flowing, movable. Like you can move through these buildings easily, and there's like not just one entrance and exit. So that was the kind of plan, and I built the inside like to a point where it's right now. Like this is still kind of quite ugly, I think. Well, ugly is a strong word, but has dirt on the. It's unfinished. That's the proper word. Unfinished. Once I did that, I was like, okay, I kind of want to move on, because I in the process of building the inside, I also built up these walls roughly, because I thought like I'll do like this kind of split of colors. But in the process of building the inside, I realized that I also wanted, like, I was kind of bored with the inside, and because the outside wasn't done. So then I started working on this, and I figured out the color palette quite quickly, because I just had a chest that had basically all of these materials. I think it's this one, well, approximately this one, and this one. And I was like, let me just use these, and I built a gradient, and this is kind of how it happened. An interesting thing to note, actually, about this exterior is the usage. So this side is a bit different from that side in multiple ways. First, this is a bit less detailed, because I didn't put as much attention on it. Also, it doesn't have the highlight of pink. But the interesting part that I tried out here is actually, if you notice, a pattern. You have quartz, smooth quartz going here. You have 2 blocks of pale oak. Then there's again 2 smooth quartz, 2 pale oak. I mess up the. Yeah, I might have messed up the. It's supposed to be like 1, 2. It's supposed to be in 2, so it's 2, 2. It's supposed to be these 2, but I guess I did 3 instead of 2. My bad. But then it's again 2 smooth quartz, 2 pale oak, 2 smooth quartz. About here is where it's more just like how I used to do texturing, if you will, where you kind of just blob it up, maybe a little bit random. So it's quite messy, but I kind of like it. It gives out that ancient, abandoned, and repurposed feel. Well, anyways, this is where like kind of this place is at. This is kind of my base. Other people live around or are somewhere around. So the plan for, I guess, this episode, if I'm gonna do episodes, is to hopefully finish this thing off. Just basically have some more interest here. I also want to build a boulder here in the back, similar to how it's done. I did it over there, I think, just the same color palettes. And basically, yeah, make it nice. And finished looking. I'll get back to you when I have something to show for or something to talk about. There's a lightning storm. I just saw lightning hit here. We have a copper rod there, and I wonder if lightning will strike there. somewhere there, I think. Ah! Whoa! There it is. Somewhere over there. I don't see any fire though. And the fire that was there also went out. Oh no! That's close. Look at those guys. Whoa. It's like dusty skeletons. And speared husks. Don't want to mess with those guys. Oh my god! Okay. I guess I was higher than the lightning rod. I've never been hit by lightning. That is impressive. Okay. Take the torch. And then up. 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 And there we go. Now that should definitely be higher than this point at least. Anyways, I'll get back to work gathering some supplies for the rocks over there. I'm going to be trying to work with this kind of color palette, but first I'm going to try to put the shapes into stone, just have some round looking things. You might be interested into why we're working on this angle, and where does this bridge lead to? It's basically a connection to a spider farm over there that Eugenio built, and I just wanted this side to also look nice, of course. So this is the first thing we're going to do, and actually I think this tree, kind of want to take down this tree. It might stay though. Oh, and the rain is gone. Let's just say the first boulder is a bit higher than the other ones. We can bring it up to here maybe even. And like we can do a little bit of cheaty cam to get a view from here. What I saw is that we need to fill in the bottom here. Like this. I think that's a decent rock. And we want to keep it relatively vanilla looking, so we're not going to do a lot of stairs and like shapes with it. Maybe some slabs, so it would look nice. Yeah, this is starting to work, I think, as I drown there. And then maybe we can do a cobbled slate one through here. Maybe this one comes out a little bit more. To here, maybe? This one might be a bit more flat on the top. And we can go back to stone as well, here, on this side, covering it up. And think of the outline. It doesn't look great yet, but we're just kind of getting the shapes in, right? So we want to make it feel natural while it's unnatural. That's the difficult bit. This is what I usually do, is I kind of just look at it and then try to see what can use some work. Like I see that we need a block here for sure. For example here, it's definitely screaming that it needs blocks. Like here, maybe a slab. If you're watching this part and it's boring, please do tell me. I just thought it might be nice to have some, I don't know, guidance, or just having on camera the thought process, because I feel like often on YouTube I see when people build stuff, it's kind of just like a cut, and then we're like, oh, I'm gonna do this and this and this, and then we just cut to the next shot, or maybe a time lapse if you're lucky, and it's already done. I'm trying to, I guess, bring you along with the process, but of course it might not be working. And okay, but here I already see a thing where I want to bring this platform out even more. What if I, okay, how about I have a cliff here? Let's try that. Yeah, I feel like that could work. But we need these to be grass or moss. Okay, see, that looks a bit too chiseled. It doesn't look natural enough. So I think I might have to abandon that idea. Yeah, it's too small of a scale to have like a natural looking like edge, cliff edge. So we're just gonna get rid of this. And maybe we can have, okay, so I need to make a mud maker because I feel like mud would look good on this level. Yeah, it's looking better. Not looking good though. Maybe add some grass, like that. Now it's detailing time, and we can add some grass that blends it in a little bit. I don't like this carpet. And do a little bit of texturing, and this is going to be super simple. I'm gonna just, in some spots, like here for example, add some mossy cobblestone to kind of blend the moss into the stone a little bit better. Maybe here as well. I think we can do some mossy cobblestone here. But now it's screaming that it needs to be mossy there as well. Sure, not like extremely happy with this, but it works. And I was thinking of mixing in some andesite here. Because then we have like, oh, maybe we do streaks. That could look cool. There's like a specific type of rock. And maybe gravel here. I think the streaks are nice. Maybe one more here. I need something. Let me quickly do some highlights on this one. I feel like since we have the rock kind of transitioning here, we might want to do it in tough. That doesn't make sense. Since light would be hitting it from the top, so maybe just do the bottom one there. Now let's look at our work so far. I guess it makes sense. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but that's some rocks for you, I guess. Does it kind of match what I was going for here? I didn't do any of the terracotta bits, but I feel like that would mess up the feeling a bit too much. Yeah, here I was trying to do some more like highlights with some shadows, and also mixing in some other textures for the deep slate. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's good enough for now. Things might change. Yeah, I think that looks good for now, at least. If I feel like changing it, I can switch it up a little bit. Can I get an opinion?
Yes.
Come with me. Whoa, slide. Oh, wait, you should have slides.
I should.
Okay. Good ideas, good ideas. If you come just this way and try to not die, like me. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Should have left it there.
I just fall.
So I worked on these rocks. They're not done necessarily. And like the above building is super undone, so
I don't know what you need to do.
they don't look great. But yeah.
Diamonds. You see?
Yeah. Yes. I see the diamond, yeah.
Yeah. It fixes everything.
Then why did you remove it?
Oh, because it's mine. You get your own.
Okay. Cute. Look at us. Such unique skins.
While holding my diamond, you got hit by a diamond.
Yep. So fancy. Very nice. Okay, so I guess I work on the building. I don't know what to do with the building. It's very blocky. It's time to Oh, you just okay. You're good.
Okay, so sleep. Oh,
I said you're good. And welcome back. So previously we kind of made these little rocks here, and now I am in the process of trying to figure out what to do with this wall. You remember previously it looked something like this with sandstone on top. I think I'm gonna ditch that, and I'm gonna make this into kind of like a meat hall maybe for the poor souls here, the cows. Maybe. So yeah, what I'm thinking of is doing a lot of like still brick textured, because I feel like it makes sense to juxtapose this white like ancient looking thing with some brick colors. The idea being that I think I want an arch going here as like an entrance. So now we have a hole, well, multiple holes I guess. I feel like I want to continue this kind of granite and brick theme going a little bit at least, to just keep it simple. Would it look good with brick? I'm trying to imagine it, how it would look if it was all made out of bricks. I still hate it. Oh god. Well, let me try to outline it with some granite maybe. It doesn't look too bad. Okay, this is starting to look better rather than worse. It's always nice. What if I have some more? Like something is there, right? Okay, now I see a little arch here, actually. Why? I don't know. I just see it. And if I see it, I must do it. This is the weirdest shape for no reason. It makes it more interesting, I guess. The problem I'm having is that I have cool ideas for other projects that I want to do later on, and this building is just keeping me here, and it's annoying. But I do like the colors here, so let me just stick this one through, see where it takes me. Hopefully we'll be able to call it done by the end of this episode. Let's work a little bit with the environment that surrounds us, and that might help us be inspired for the rest of this build. This area I could make a wall here to kind of barricade it off a little bit from the water, and then have a path lead through here around this pillar, and then we just have a little path maybe going this way. Bush, I want you. Yeah, this can work. This can work. I'm seeing the vision a little bit. This is, at least I'm building something instead of being stuck on this stupid wall. Okay, up there. What would a wall like that have? some pipes. Genius. We need some pipes. But that kind of has like a gutter system. We can add some fence gates. Maybe to make them pop, we could do it out of bamboo. Oh, that stands out way too much, doesn't? Yeah, that stands out way too much. Okay. I guess we can go back to one of the darker woods, maybe spruce. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. But I think it will look better if they are open. Let me deal with the upper side for a second. Where would we want a pipe? It would be nice if it like came out of somewhere over here, down and this way and down here. You see, my problem with building is that I always just want to detail. Like nothing looks good to me until the detail stage, which I guess makes sense. But like I struggle to imagine, like for example, like the roof. Like I have no idea what I'm gonna do up there. But I like getting this kind of in really helps kind of establish for me what I'm doing. Also, we need to figure out what to put here now. Now that there's no portal. Maybe I'll put the portal back. How would just observers look? Just hanging there. I think that's a shitty detail for now, but you gotta start somewhere. So you get 2 from 1. Okay, that's perfect. Put this back, take this back. That's it. Yeah, because it is quite monotone, but I'm trying to get used to having more simple and understandable color palette that doesn't rely on a lot of texturing, because as you can see I like doing a lot of texturing. I don't want to be too dependent on it, you know? What if I do a polished and this polished diorite kind of little bench over here? I guess it looks like something. But yeah, something like this. It's starting to look like something. We should tackle the top though. Yeah. What would levers look like as supports? Because I have a lot of levers somewhere. They might be inside. Yeah. Okay. That works for now. Let me go up here and try to figure out this part. Wee bonk. I think it looks fine. It doesn't look great in my opinion, but it looks good enough for now. I will cover the full roof now in this deep slate brick slabs, I guess, and just to have it done. And I'll maybe do some like texturing like I did here with some spots where it might be degrading, but I'll do that later. I just need to get this project done so that I can finish this first episode. So yeah, I'll catch you in a second. So I got carried away. Let me try to catch you up on the progress. There's some things have happened, like this gentleman here deciding to visit. How nice. And the cliffs that I made. Pale oak saplings. Actually, this is useful. I'll be right back with you. I need to trade with this fine gentleman. As you can see, some of the final touches have been added. By that I just mean the signs here. And some lichen and a little bit of pale moss to kind of give it a little bit more of a rusted and rustic look. A little bit more abandoned, maybe not abandoned, just it's been sitting here for a while, you know. Oh, and some of the copper is actually oxidizing. That is curious. I shall use some honey wax on it. So you can get really distracted in this game. I'm trying to start this part of the video and I'm getting distracted again. Okay, because I'm thinking like, okay, this kind of looks good, but would it make more sense to have it a bit more oxidized over here? Probably. I am not gonna worry about that, because also looking back at some footage, I did like how the more yellow wooden type outline that I was doing at the beginning looked. I feel like I could add some more here. But actually, let me show you what has been done. Over here, I am working on the back, and as you can see, okay, that's maybe too much green. I want to already fix that, but I'm gonna stop myself because I'm talking right now. I just kind of quickly did the basic same principles on the back side with the coloring in, added the details of the levers, and the thing that was standing out to me that it was just a wall, so I decided to add windows because I feel like that made sense. Also, the sup graffiti is currently on a brick wall. I considered making it out of yellow terracotta and maybe have like a splash of it. But I'm gonna do that not now, or maybe I won't ever. Also, I've decided to leave the weird mud brick pattern here because I think it's different and interesting enough. I might need to replace those blocks, but don't tell anyone. But yeah, I am trying to make the building kind of done because I am personally done with this building for now. Of course, we can come back and change it later. The plan here is to play it on this realm, or eventually server, we'll see, for as long as we can, possibly forever. But there is one last detail I want to add, and also catch it maybe on camera. This last detail is a fire escape, as suggested by my beautiful girlfriend. Because as you can, like, this backside is a bit plain, you know, and it needs some more dimensionality, and like she first suggested a balcony, but since we have a balcony here, I was like, maybe not. But then she said fire escape, and that just makes sense. Now I need to figure out how to make a fire escape, or at least design one. Thank you for dying for us. The black. Oh. Let me pay respects to the squid that gave its life first, okay? Okay, let's have some fun. So, where are these guys? In the water. Okay, you guys need to get on ground. I don't want to fight you with the mace. This is a cool weapon. Oh no! Another sacrifice. We thank you dearly. Okay, come out. Come out and play with me. Oh, they're coming fast. Okay, let me just do a bang and get the captain, and I missed. Okay, let's try again. Boom. And that was fun. I don't think I made that. Okay. Again! Bam! That was really satisfying. Oh, there's more hidden around us. Wait, let me steal your crossbow. I don't have any arrows left. Bang. And boom. Ooh boy. Ah. Dies. Sir. Good sir. Hello. Die. You as well? Okay. Oh. Ow. You're quite rude. Let me wait, actually I can have let me use your weapons against you. Oh! That was an achievement. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, I don't need these crossbows. Thank you. We'll take the XP though. I forgot to show you how it looks from the inside. Currently it's just these two windows. The interior will be worked on a different episode. I don't want to do that this episode. This episode about the outside. Okay. But with that, I think I'm gonna try to use some darker blocks, because I don't know, that makes sense to me. I was thinking dark oak, but dark oak is quite brown if you strip it. If you take it like this, maybe, like unstripped. But honestly, I think what will work quite well here is some nether bricks. Maybe mix in with some like deep slate tiles. I'll get back to you when I have something, okay? So I did something. Yeah. Not the biggest fan currently. I think the dark nether brick is a bit too dark. It stands out way too much. So I was a bit stupid earlier. I was saying that spruce logs were dark oak logs, but so dark oak actually is quite dark. So we could try using that instead. It also becomes kind of like a mush of just like a one color. So texturing would help, of course. But yeah, it just doesn't look that great. Also, I'm noticing that here the oak should probably be replaced by jungle. And also note to self is trying to add more of the jungle on the outlines. Maybe there, 2 pieces. Other than that, I think I tried to do like a graffiti of a cactus here to indicate that this is a cactus farm. It's kind of a rough imitation of what I'm, like the cactus I'm holding in my hand. Like if you look at it, like you have the streaks of dark, then like larger areas of lighter green. And the little prickles. Like the prickles sell it. I might need to move that one like there and then that one there. But so this is all that will be left for me to play around with, a little bit off camera probably. If there are any updates, I'll show them off at a later stage. Also, yeah, like using dark oak here, like it looks a little bit better. Maybe we can use that for flooring as well. But then it's gonna match with this. Yeah, well, anyways, so don't want to get too carried away. For the first episode, this is fine. We can fix it later, as I've probably said many times before in this episode already. But yeah, let's just maybe have one final look around here. I think this works as like a little industrial looking cactus farm. I think it's nice. And also if I fly and show you the top, there's a dirt and it needs to be removed. So as the sun is setting and you're looking at this beautiful roof, I will have to end the episode here, I think. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you hopefully in the next episode, where we'll tackle many more things. Bye bye.